I heard a consultant from New York come out a couple of years ago, and he told me the biggest problem here in Iowa with developing relationships like that is Friday night football. That you got Red Oak pitted against Shenandoah and Creston against Madrid, and that kind of rivalry extends into the business community, the very social fabric of what we do here in Iowa.
Sir? Just a couple of follow-on comments. I'm Chris Sackett with the Brown Winnick Law Firm, and to Ben's comment about the difficulty in finding qualified employees and labor, if we, you go back about 3 years ago and everybody was focused on that, and then in the last year or two, there have been enough people unemployed with the recession and the economy where it is. If that's still a problem right now, it's going to get dramatically worse again very soon with the recovery. And so we need to make sure that people locally stay focused on that issue. It is still a problem. It's just a little bit below the surface more for some companies than it is for somebody looking for what Ben's looking for. The other thing is to follow up on the comment just made about having to go to the coast because of that ecosystem and environment of collaboration and working together. That's getting better in Iowa, but it's getting better slowly. Doug and I are working together with some other folks as well on just sources of capital, and then other things that can build on that. But basically trying to avoid kind of parochial pockets and deals that go to the wrong source for capital, where it's a great deal, but that particular capital source is not interested because they don't have funds at the time, or they're not interested in that industry or whatever. And so that early stage company or growth stage company that needs money right now is spending time knocking on the wrong doors. They may be doors that are open for the right deal, but we need to make sure that we have better communication amongst those sources of capital so that, first of all, it's not regionalized throughout the state, and then we can get to a more regional basis beyond that. But so not regionalized and not compartmentalized based on industry, so that what we have is we have more cooperation, more co-investment, and people cooperating in terms of due diligence and co-investment, and okay, this is not a deal for me, but it might be a deal for somebody else. So we're kind of working on that level too, because that can really help people who have a great idea so that they can execute in 3 months, not 9 months, or so that they can get past that urgent capital need right now to get to the growth stage.
Thank you. Steve, can I pick on you?
Sure. What do you want to pick on me?
Well, I'm interested, and maybe you could share a little bit about what you're doing in the Cedar Valley with your innovation center there.
TechWorks?
Yes.
Carrie, you want to talk about that? Carrie is our general manager of that campus. We've very briefly. We have a 40-acre campus that was donated to us by John Deere Corporation. We've done some demolition. We're starting some redevelopment there, and we have a technology center that is focused primarily on matching the commodity with the manufacturing technology to develop bioproducts. That is it's mostly a place for connections. It's a place where people with ideas are going to connect with people with technology to make that idea come true. So we're in the very early stages of that. But the thing that I guess I really comment on is from my perspective as an economic development professional, the use of social media has been invaluable to us already, particularly as it relates to connecting with small growing businesses. I remember an exchange that I had with Ben's company talking about, we just found out on Twitter that they had a major investment from one of our local institutions. I used email to more formally congratulate them on that and said, we need to really start spreading the word about Dwala in our place. We need t-shirts. We use this kind of t-shirt, but we don't know vendors. Can you tell us? So within half a day, we had all the information back to them about who can provide something as simple as that, but the communication got started. The second one was one of our technology company. The CEO and I had lunch very recently. He was telling me about some of his constraints in workforce. Watching TweetDeck one morning, and all of a sudden I saw a message from him appear that said, well, my new Des Moines office is going to have to be within walking distance of, what's the name of the coffee shop over here? Village Bean. And I'm looking at that going, what? New Des Moines? I'm from Waterloo, Iowa, Cedar Valley area, so it disturbed me a little bit to see one of my best technology companies talking about his new Des Moines facility. So I immediately got on the phone to inquire about what that was all about. And once he explained it to me, it allowed me to mobilize my team to help him accomplish what he has to accomplish here, plus ensure his longevity and his continued expansion in. And so, you know, if your local economic development people aren't involved in social media yet, to work with your growing businesses, jump up, make them adopt, because it'll make them serve you better.
Okay, that's good commentary.
Can I just say too that there are some resources to help you learn about social media if you're not familiar with how to use it, or if you're just starting to dabble in it. My father is 60 years old and just took a social media marketing class, so you're not too old to learn if you feel like it's above your head. There is Social Media Examiner. It's a free online resource that kind of shows you pointers about how effective ways to use it. There's also Mashable, which is really good. Can you think of any others?
Those are good ones.
Okay, and then also community colleges too. If you're looking for maybe your employees to learn a little bit more about it, they will offer classes on social media. I know that Hawkeye Community College in the Cedar Valley area does, and I know that DMAC as well offers some social media classes. So those may be some resources for some of you guys to check out.
I would add into that your Chambers of Commerce, Greater Des Moines Partnership, and the Association of Business and Industry that are co-hosting this event today, both put on member events on social media, so that would be another resource.
Yeah, I'm Karen Burkett Peterson from the Bondurant Community Library. I'd like to piggyback onto her comment. A lot of libraries are offering Facebook classes, introduction to the computer, so please consider your local library a source for. We're getting a lot of people coming in just needing help, and the demand for updating their resumes, applying for jobs online, so that would be another resource.
In our last Heartland Technology Forum event at St. Thomas University in St. Paul, it was about education and technology and preparing our workforce for success and kind of bridging technology to the real world. Librarians were the stars, so yeah. Other thoughts here? We're getting close to the end. We could have time for one more question.
I was just wondering in regards to the small broadband provider, one question that I had for you. Was the affordability issue, is that what comes up with small business owners? Is that the number one issue?
I think it probably is, and especially in today's economy or what they've gone through lately. They have to be able to visualize or at least anticipate a good return on that, what it costs them to have those services. And they don't just do it for a plaything or kind of the frosting on the cake type of thing. It has to be something that needs to just really strike at the center of their business.
Well, I'd just like to wrap up by, first of all, thanking our host partners, the Greater Des Moines Partnership, the Iowa Association of Business and Industry, for helping us to put on this event. And so thanks to API and the partnership. Thanks for coming out today. And I guess just to close, I want to just kind of raise the level of importance of these issues. We've talked about a lot of really interesting things today and a lot of unique perspectives. Certainly some things that I hadn't thought about. And I encourage the conversation to go on after this event. I also want to raise the level of awareness on what all is going on this front. Just this week, President Obama was in northern Michigan talking about his initiative to really further deploy and increase adoption of broadband. And I think, and if you saw the State of the Union address, you saw the same thing. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how that comes out and how what those initiatives, specific policy initiatives, look like. But this is now a national conversation that's going on with respect to just broadband. But I think we need to drive it locally, and we need to be involved throughout our communities in the upper Midwest and our 5 states for the Heartland Technology Alliance. And we need to be a part of that conversation because I think we have a lot to bring to the table. We have a lot of experience. And I think that if we can bring diverse perspectives together, I think that will impact that public policy in a positive way. So know that it's reached the highest levels, and that the debate is going from there. And so I think we have an opportunity to be a part of that and help shape that debate, and we encourage you to look to the Heartland Technology Alliance as a way to join that conversation. So with that, sorry.
One sales pitch. Inside the folder, you've got sign up to be. It says fax, but I presume you also can do that online?
Absolutely. Yeah, Heartland Thank you. HeartlandTechAlliance.org. You can sign up online. The fax is just for the signature to say you're a real person. So, but we appreciate thank you, gosh. Thank you, Stan, for making time. Karen, thanks for flying across the country to join us today and give us your expertise. You know, we really value your perspective and appreciate you taking the time.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Well, that was it.